Namaste, peace God, Hotep, 13 love, Ashe. What's up, everybody? You know, hope everybody's spinning, spiraling, swirling up, you know what I'm saying, at all times. I'm gonna talk about the food shit, you know what I'm saying? I don't really need to talk about it, but some people need to know about it real quick, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, me personally, well, you know, common sense. Everybody shouldn't be eating no meat. You know what I'm saying? Meat, they got this shit. They put carbon dioxide in the meat to keep it fresh or whatever. They have it. They got it with a whole bunch of chemicals in it, poison. You know what I'm saying? Even without the chemicals or whatever. The animal, when you about to kill it and it gets scared, that adrenaline that it releases, it's not an adrenaline that you think is a good adrenaline. It's an adrenaline of a counterattack. It gets afraid, so it releases a negative energy out, and that negative energy is poison. So it poisons the body as soon as it get killed. Like, as you see any way that they kill an animal, even if it's hugging the animal and then stabbing it in the throat or whatever, it still has that negative effect in it, you know what I'm saying? Like, regardless how you put it, like. So, you know, like, for instance, let's talk about this Mickey D's, you know what I'm saying? Mickey Devils, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? They use the symbology of the M. The M is the symbol of, it's the number 13, you know, from the counting up, you know, whatever. The M is 13, and then when you look at the M and you flip it upside down, the M in the bottom line is a 3, and with the M is a 3, and then the 1 at the bottom is a 13. And then you have the, you know, like the rainbow thing. It's like an arc, the golden arcs. So they breaking that down right there. And they use clowns to manipulate you, to put more fear into you, like the Joker and all this and that. You know what I'm saying? The nigga has red nose, red hair and all that, all bloodied up, white and red, a sacrifice already. His clothes striped up, it's just like a candy cane, just like Satan Claus, you know what I'm saying, aka Santa Claus, which y'all may want to know him as. And it's all blood sacrifice, you know what I'm saying? You just going to, all that shit is a whole sacrifice and shit like that. But the food that they got over there in Mickey D's or whatever is poisonous, man. Like the McChicken nuggets, that shit is made out of silly putty. That shit that you used to play with is made out of silly putty. You know, if y'all niggas are still eating that bullshit, you know, when you break it down, you see it looks like a sponge. Like the chicken and all that shit, like the McChicken or whatever, all that bullshit, the chicken nuggets, it's all fake food, plastic food, fast food, fake food, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, you know what I'm saying, anything that's made like this, like real fast, is all GMO, you know what I'm saying? Like GMO means genetically modified organism, meaning that when you eat it, it changes your genes, your DNA, so that's not even good to have in you, you know what I'm saying? That's that eugenics shit, you know what I'm saying? Where they try to change your whole DNA and try to manipulate you. A lot of these animal products that they use, a lot of niggas who so-called Israelites or whatever the case may be, or whatever religions you practice or whatever bullshit you practice, you know what I'm saying? They try to say, oh, you know, we can't have certain kind of meats or whatever. That's retarded. Like, oh, we can't eat pork. When in all actuality, every animal nowadays has that same hormone of the pork, because when they inject these animals, the chicken, the cow, and all that, they inject them with the hormones of a pig, you know, monkeys, you know what I'm saying, horse, all this crazy shit, even rat, you know what I'm saying? A lot of the foods that you eating and like Mickey D's is like rat food, you know what I'm saying? Straight rat food, you know what I'm saying? That's why you see a lot of snitches. A lot of niggas is turning into rats, because the DNA, it changes your DNA, it genetically modifies you, so you start becoming that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of niggas start snitching and all this other crazy shit. You know, all that negative vibe, it starts bringing it in because they sending out this food already with a ritualistic purpose. You know what I'm saying? If y'all niggas know a lot about merkabas, you know what I'm saying? They have a merkaba set up to go against you. They program these restaurants, these fast food restaurants to go against you so that like in a negative form, so that they don't have to continue doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like it just flows on. Like they just keep creating what they create and it keeps killing you. The salt that they use is a fake salt that has sugar in it. It has sodium chloride. You know what I'm saying? It has a whole bunch of shit, man. Like all poisonous shit. They bleach it up. You know, they bleach up their breads. They bleach up all their food. So you're eating nothing but chemicals. Like if you're drinking a soda, you're drinking straight poison. You know what I'm saying? Like that's retarded. The sugar is a sugar called aspartame, which is the same shit as cocaine. Gets you addicted. It makes you go crazy. Give you Alzheimer's disease. You know what I'm saying? It's called aspartame. The salt is a fake salt, table salt. It has no minerals. It has no nutrition. You know what I'm saying? If it has anything, it has supplements. Supplements can't go inside your body because supplement is inorganic. And you are an organic being. So therefore you need organic food to survive. You know, the inorganic food is a supplement. It's only a lie. You won't see the effects probably until you get like 40 years old or whatever. You see a lot of grown-ups nowadays that some of them survive like they're 90 years old, 80 years old, and they've been eating meat all their life. They've been eating all this bad food, like they just started eating fast food or whatever. And a lot of people are like, oh, well, they survived, they're all right, you know what I'm saying? But they're crazy, you know what I'm saying? Because also, and the only reason why they have a little bit more of a benefit is because back in their days when they was out here, whatever, they was eating these vegetables. When they eat a little bit of vegetables, it had a more whole food. It had more power in it than nowadays. So that's why it's more. That's another reason why you also don't want to support these restaurants. These restaurants don't give a shit about you. They want fast food. Fast food means GMO. They want that fastest. So GMO means that it's something being grown without the nutrition that it originally has. So they're knocking down all the original food that we had. So all that, a lot of people feel like, oh, I'm not getting no disease or nothing like that. That's like you're just holding on because of the little bit of vitamins and minerals that was still left into the soil, into the fruits and vegetables that you were eating, that you were able to survive. That's how powerful the foods are. Like I said before, like, you know, an orange back in the day, in the ancient times, you can eat an orange or whatever, and you won't even have to eat for a whole year, or you won't even need to eat. We didn't need to eat originally, you know what I'm saying? When we started eating, that was our fall, you know what I'm saying? That was already our beginning of our falls or whatever. But we was eating, we'll eat anything and you'll get the minerals and everything 10 times even harder than it is nowadays. You know what I'm saying? And so all this food that they put in, they put pork in it, they put swine in it to convert you into that. That's why you see these pigs, aka police, they act that certain way. They act like hogs. They act like animals. You know what I'm saying? These people are like animals. The chocolate that you eat, the ice creams and all this is made out of blood. Like, where do you think all the blood of all these animals that they killing goes to? They make it into milk. They put it into the chocolate. They put it into their ice cream. They put it into the cheese. So all that shit, that's what you're taking. So you're basically living like a vampire. You know what I'm saying? Living off of you have to be in the lower level to take that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you can't take the natural energy from the sun. You can't get the sun energy. You can't get the cosmos energy. You can't get the star energy. You can't have these rocks in your hand and then take that energy from it. You need something else. You can't, you know what I'm saying? Not even these rocks. You can't even take it naturally from the Most High, the Om. So this food backtracks you. It stops you. It prevents you from actually even achieving to becoming a spiritual being to your full potentials. You know what I'm saying? It'll stop you. The milk that you eat calcifies your brain, and the calcifying your brain, it calcifies your pineal gland. Your pineal gland is what you use to dream, to meditate, to astral travel, to telepathically communicate, to actually see people's auras and all this and that. So if you're eating these foods, you're not going to be able to see these things. See, they put a lot of these things that I'm saying to y'all niggas like as a conspiracy, as in movies and shit like that. Like all this energy and power work, oh, that's just cartoons and that's just movies and this and that. So they have you eating these foods and not being able to ever even see these things. So you really believe that this shit doesn't even exist. You think like, yo, this shit ain't even real because you can't see it, because you can't imagine it. Your brain don't have that capacity. Let alone if you was to eat right or whatever. Like, let's say you wasn't eating all that milk and cheese and whatever, and you just living a normal life, you'll probably just be using less than 5% of your brain. So let alone if you're eating food that's purposely pushing you back down, that's making you think in a lower vibration, your mind is lower than what you think. Your spirit is lower than what you think. That's why you're always tired. You're always sleepy, fatigued. You don't even got no motivation. You need other people to motivate you. You know what I'm saying? You can't concentrate. You can't stand still. These children are acting up because of the food they eat. It gives them ADD. And then you know what I'm saying? It's funny because the food, the candy that these children are eating, that's why in all these holidays, they give these children all these candies. And in the candy, there's the supplements of cocaine in it. And the cocaine has them all addicted and acting all wild and all this and that. And then the doctor goes right away and prescribes them another pill that has that cocaine in it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they're not really taking care of the problem. They're just tampering it, keeping you down, and making sure that you're okay. Like, you know, when the child doesn't have that candy and it's acting up and it's fiending and it's not, I need this candy. Okay, well, we're gonna give him this pill. And you think, oh, okay, calm them down, but that pill is the same shit. You know what I'm saying? It's giving the same act so they can continue taking money from you and all that. But then you got Mickey D's, Burger King, all these bitch ass places. They're the same shit. Every fast food is fast food. Taco Hell, all that bullshit. That's the same shit, man. And if you look at the symbolism of Taco Hell, it's an eye of a. They trying to use a serpent eye, but it's a lower reptilian. You know what I'm saying? And you'll see it that it has a slanted eye, so you'll see it with the hat capped on and the eye looking at you. It's not really a bell, you know what I'm saying? So, and then you got these restaurants, these other restaurants. Them niggas is using fake oil, like canola oil, all that bullshit, that fake salt, you know what I'm saying? And these table salts, for instance, table salt pokes holes into your veins. And then when you poke holes into your veins, and then all that fatness that you have in your body or whatever, the little fat tissues or whatever, they have to clog up, they have to patch up your veins so you can be able to have natural veins. And also it rises up your acidity level. So your alkaline goes down. Your alkaline has to be 7.0 and up, just like your chakras. Seven chakras have to be aligned. So that is gonna make you more acidic, more sleepier, more sickness. That's what causes sickness in your body. So your blood and your body has to work even harder to try to maintenance itself, so it can keep a balanced pH level to try to help you. But sometimes it takes longer for it to process. Just like the salt, the fake salts, the fake sugars, that's what they do. They make your body work even harder. So it's like when you're drinking, for instance, Gatorade or some shit like that, you may feel, you know what I'm saying, a little energized for the moment, but then you get more tired than somebody who's not even drinking nothing. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of shit, you know what I'm saying? Eating fast food, eating restaurants, period, is bad. A lot of, like, for instance, Chinese restaurants or whatever, they use the same oil over and over, and that's toxic. Not only is their oil already toxic, but they use dirty oil over and over because they don't want to waste their oil to keep trying to make it clean for you and try to help you out. They'll change it from time to time because they know they got an inspector coming through, but the inspector doesn't come through every day. It comes like once or twice a year type shit. So out of that whole time, they're getting away with murder. So there's a lot of shit that's killing a lot of people, and you know what I'm saying, it's only messing up your brain. You're not being able to think right. So if you're eating, you know what I'm saying, if you want to eat more right, you can eat, you got to let go of the cheese, you got to let go of this milk and all that, because you're just drinking milk is pus, has nothing but cancer in it. They purposely put these diseases in here so you could go to the doctor. Even taking prescription have purposely they put different things in it, chemicals in it to mess you up. So by you supporting that, you're just supporting that GMO shit, allowing these companies to rise up that GMO, and then eventually you have no food. You have no food. You see, we're stepping up to the level of not eating. You know what I'm saying? Not needing to eat tangible food. So while y'all still behind eating bad food, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're picking up a whole nother shit. We got, you know what I'm saying? I've been not eating no meat. I've been stopped eating at restaurants and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, man, them niggas don't have no love for what they cooking for you. When they cooking that food, that person that's working, it's just like, man, I'm just trying to get paid. But they hate their job. So that negative energy is going in there. That negative energy is going in there, and it could be a drop of sweat. It could be a piece of hair that is falling off. It could be, you know, that your skin cells, your skin is always coming off. Is always flaking off of you, whatever. And you have no idea, just like a snake skin, and it's always coming off. So those little parts that are coming off of you is little DNA. So that DNA at that moment, your DNA changes every week. Every week changes. You know what I'm saying? It could be something good or it could be something bad. So if you're eating bad food, that's purposely trying to change your DNA and trying to make you lower. You know what I'm saying? You're having people that are cooking your food and they're dropping little pieces of DNA or negative DNAs on top of the bad DNA food. And you got to know that the reason why they're going so hard now, like we go hard, you know what I'm saying? And they're just trying to go even harder because they're realizing that people like us are waking y'all niggas up, and they don't want that, so they're trying to, like, for instance, you like Dunkin' Donuts, them niggas is trying to give you like 12 donuts for like $3. McDonald's is trying to give you the cheapest shit as they can, and they're the ones holding. That's why a lot of people be like, oh, you know, trying to eat vegetarian or organic food or natural food is expensive. Hey, it's because of them, because you keep supporting those type of companies. So those type of companies are holding everything and trying to make it seem like it's cheap on their behalf. But when it comes for you, when you trying to make it up and trying to make your own food and this and that, it's way more expensive because they're trying to squeeze you and trying to keep you from not eating like that, from trying to keep you just to eat their shit so they can keep you at a low vibration so they can continue ruling. Now another thing, you know what I'm saying? These niggas who own Mickey D's or whatever, Walmart, all this bullshit, they don't eat meat. They don't go to a regular doctor. They're trying to live a holistic life, but as a vampire. If you do studies on vampires, these vampires, they exist. These gothic niggas, these Wicca niggas and all this and that. Them niggas, they try to do the same shit. Right now, a lot of y'all niggas who stuck in some bullshit ass religion probably looking at me as like some demonic ass nigga. But on some real shit, y'all niggas is the one trapped into that shit. You know what I'm saying? Y'all have no idea that they're psychic vampires and gothics and all this shit and that. And they try to live the same lifestyle as we do. Why you think this so-called these vampires, they try to sleep inside a casket? You know what I'm saying? They try to sleep in caskets and shit like that. Why? Because in there you have complete darkness and you don't hear nothing. So they're trying to manifest their energy, but at a low level. You know what I'm saying? To try to suck energy from you, take energy from you, not to give you energy, not to help you out. The only energy they're trying to give you is manipulation, to try to control you more so they can be up and ruling. But they can't do that. It's not going to last that long because we here, man. You already see the progress already happening. So, you know, stop eating all that bullshit food, you know, even packaged food. Another thing, a lot of these foods have aluminum in it. A lot of people want to talk shit about the microchips and all this and that. Okay. Well, the aluminum is what they use in your cell phones and your satellites to pass on information and shit like that, to control things, you know what I'm saying? So the food that you eating, and you eating some food, some packaged food, processed food, GMO food, or whatever, they have aluminum in it. So it's making you, that when you eat it, you intake it, and then you have this metal in you, these little pieces of metal in you, and inside your body, they accumulate and connect together, and they form into a microchip that they connect into your cells, in you know what I'm saying, real small, and they go inside your blood and all this. And this is how they're able to control you more, even through the water. That's why they have fluoride in the water and all this bullshit, da da da. You know what I'm saying? That's why you got to continue meditating, letting it release. It releases out through your feet, out through your hands and pores and all that. So you can get rid of it, you know what I'm saying, by eating right. Herbs are way cheaper than all this and that. Like, you can have herbs sitting in your house for a long ass time, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't go bad, you know what I'm saying? As when it's dried up, it's all good. You can take it with you wherever you want. So the aluminum food, this aluminum in it, you know what I'm saying? That's what they use to control you. They use satellites and shit like that, the heart waves and all this and that, try to control you. So you're already microchipped up. Y'all niggas who's eating GMO food and all this, you all part of the Illuminati. Illuminati is the Illuminati. The aluminum. So, you know what I'm saying, keep that in mind and you know, try to eat healthier. Eat coconut oil, take coconut oil instead of all this fake ass oil. Use Himalayan salt, which is a real crystal, just like this crystal takes millions of years to be made, instead of sea salt. Like, even sea salt is not so good, but table salt more than anything. Stay away from that shit. But sea salt is bad for right now because, you know, they're trying to poison up all our waters. And, you know, they're trying to go hard. That's why they put chemtrails, has aluminum up there. So just wake up, man. Stop eating that bullshit food. You know what I'm saying? And if not, you know what I'm saying, just prepare to be harvested. You know what I'm saying? Be prepared to be eaten by something else. Be prepared to have no soul. Be prepared to be unspiritualist. And that's why you can't have dreams. And if you do have dreams, you have nightmares. You can't control your dreams. You get always controlled. And you know, a lot of people may be like, oh, dreams ain't that bad, da 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 da. Like, dreams ain't important or whatever. Like, who cares about dreams? But it is important. And if you have bad dreams and you can't remember your dreams, that's something bad, because every night you go to bed, you're going into heaven. You create your own heaven. The dream realm, astral realm, that's heaven. You know what I'm saying? And that's where you get to, into the cosmic record and all this and that. You know, lucid dreaming is a heaven. So, alright, peace, God. Namaste, 13 love, 13 overtone. Om.